are back. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. If it's Friday morning, it is WSIC and your business matters. Okay, Jessica, I am going to trick you up.
Okay.
Because I got no idea what this next guest does. You understand? I don't have a clue. So you're going to introduce her.
Yes.
I hope she makes fun of you. And then this way I get to laugh about it.
Okay. We're going to all make fun of each other here.
This is going to be fun.
Because we only really try to do 2-syllable words on this show. And last week we were really stumped with some 3-syllable words. So here we go. So we are with the beautiful and smart Dr. Lexi Lain. And she
likes to be called Dr. Lexi.
Dr. Lexi.
That's it.
I like it. And she is
It's short, too.
It is. I like it.
It's catchy.
Yeah.
Unlike what she does.
That's right. That's right.
She is
Go ahead, try this. Go ahead.
Naturopathic doctor.
That's it.
Oh,
Good
You're
job.
pretty good on that.
That's awesome.
I was hoping I could make fun of you, and I can't do it.
So we're thrilled to have her and can't wait for her to share a little bit more about what that means and what she does and how she can help us.
Yes.
Tell us, Doc, what is that? We got no idea what
That's
that
right.
is.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for letting me be a part of your show. Naturopathic medicine. So we are trained like primary care physicians. There are about 4 or 5 accredited schools in the country. And so our programs look a lot like a typical medical school's program. Differences are that our hours in pharmacology are going to be itty bitty. And then our hours in nutrition and counseling, and we call it complementary alternative medicine, is huge. So a lot of times, some of the terms can get a little bit confusing because sometimes people will call me a homeopath. And actually, naturopathic medicine is an umbrella term that includes nutrition, herbal medicine, homeopathy, counseling, and a whole slew of other modalities. And so it really does depend on
I'm already way over my head.
All right.
So bottom line is,
you
you don't want me to go to the CVS and the Walmart, the Walgreens. You're going to figure out a way that I don't have to get any pills.
Sure. Well, right. So a good thing is we are primary care physicians in a way, but in the state of North Carolina, I am a specialist with a non-pharmaceutical approach. How's that?
So you could give me the pills from the pharmacist. You prefer not to.
In some states I can, yes. And but as a naturopath, we tend to try to prevent getting on the pharmaceutical, but many times people do come in with pharmaceuticals and they want more of an integration. So it's really not an all or nothing. It really does depend on who's sitting across from me.
So okay, I'm like 50% confused right
now. Okay, excellent. That's better than 100%.
That's better. We're getting there.
Yep.
So you're a doctor.
That's it.
So I could come to you and say my foot hurts or my ankle hurts or my neck hurts, right?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. But if I felt like I had a more detailed problem when I come talk to you, it's because I'm looking for a holistic solution to that problem.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, and and a lot of times people, a really classic thing would be, I don't feel like myself, but my labs are all normal. So your body is changing, and unfortunately in preventative medicine, there's a lot of things a lot of balls are being dropped. And so we have the opportunity to sit down with you and really take a systems-based approach. So looking at you from head to toe, inside out, and from that, putting together all the little jigsaw puzzle pieces that basically make you who you are, and coming up with a care plan that starts with those foundations of good food and good sleep and relationships, but we build upon that, and I call it a ladder of intervention, where those higher interventions, yes, are pharmaceuticals, but there's a lot of things you can do before that, and that's what I work with people on.
So when I go see my doctor, I'm in and out in like 7.5 minutes.
That's right.
I wait 45 minutes to go see him, and then
right.
I'm out in 7.5 minutes. I'm going to be in with you for 30 minutes, aren't I?
You're going to be in there 2 hours for the first office call.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
wow.
And then your follow-ups are 1 hour. And then we do have 30-minute check-ins, but the 30-minute check-ins are really, really concise. And I have my patients send over a series of questions so that we can really get those things covered. Because here's the thing. All right, so we have heart disease, right? That's a pretty high leading cause of death, number one. And let's take your cholesterol panel. Well, in your prevention...
Because Elaine was already trying to kill me off from my wife quickly.
Right?
Right.
We're trying to bring you back now.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, we'll just go eat better. Well, that's not really a great recommendation because, well, food and psychology, there's a lot of complex moving parts. And then as business owners, we're so busy juggling all these balls, we forget to eat, we forget to take care of ourselves. And so who is sitting down, taking the time to say, all right, we're going to break down your day. We're going to come up with snacks that are practical. If you have a slew of supplements and you're confused, we're going to talk about those, take a look at the ingredient list. But that cholesterol panel, there's actually HDLs and LDLs, the good guys and the bad guys. Those can be broken down into smaller particle sizes. And that's what I look at. And I look at other inflammatory markers, meaning, okay, you've got all these LDLs floating around. Those are the bad guys. But out of those bad guys, how bad are they damaging your body? Are there genetics playing into that? Those are the questions that as a naturopath, we really do seek to find.
Wow.
So give me an idea of who is your primary client, right? Who is it that you would like to come see you? I'm a guy, I'm probably your worst client because I haven't been to a doctor in 18 years. I'm not going unless it hurts, right?
Right.
So who is it that you're looking for?
Yeah. So I've got two compartments here. The pediatric side, which is kids under the age of 10 with chronic reoccurring conditions. But then the big bread and butter is, and by the way, you mentioned men, it's the aging individual who's burning the candle at every single wick. And they're burning themselves to the ground. And again, their bodies are changing and they're not feeling like themselves, but labs are all normal. That is a really great referral source for me.
So
and really, so that doesn't matter what age you are. What matters is if you're seeking an alternative or if you're asking bigger questions on what else could I be doing or what, that kind of thing.
Well, I've got a son who just started college and he's got diabetes, and I would love to get him with you because I can see starting him off on this path of taking care of his health so he could do better than Dad did, right?
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
That's right. And I'll actually have to say this. So college students are tricky because they're in college. This is a very proactive field of medicine. It requires you to have an open mind, but a willingness to make some changes. And so when we're talking about finances or even as a business owner, we've got these goals and things you have to get out and do so much, just like your health. You have to make changes, and that can be challenging.
So your lifestyle needs to be ready for what you're going to offer them.
Your mental capacity of openness and willingness to change comes first.
You see the way she looks at me like that? Like, not a chance is Joe going to do this. You see the way she did that? You want me to give up my pizza? I'm not going to do it.
That's right. Yeah.
Doc, I'm not going to do it.
I'm sorry. So hey, if you want to eat what you want and take your pills, I am really not a good fit.
if you're gonna eat pizza and go to the Walgreens, Doc is not for you.
But you know what? You've got some cauliflower crust that you can do, gluten-free pizzas, and so we could talk hours on being creative with food.
So,
for sure.
Did you want to talk about the 10 tips for small business people, how they can be healthy? Let's do that. I think that'll be fun.
Great.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I wrote this ebook, and so it's a free downloadable on my website, and it's all about energy because.
So let's talk about that. Go ahead and give them your website now.
Yes, it's summitvitality.com.
One more time.
Summit, like you're climbing a mountain, vitality.com.
Okay.
Okay. And so you can go to that website. There's a lot of great blogs there, but there's some ebooks, and one of them is on energy. And as business owners, we only have a finite amount of time and resources, but a finite amount of energy. And if you're burning yourself to the ground and you're not sleeping because you're so stressed, biochemically your body's running from the bear, your body's going to start to break down. And you guys have probably already seen this in your own businesses, but if you're not feeling well, how can your business be healthy? And so health is so important, and prevention is so important. Let's not wait until those signs and symptoms turn into a disease. So here's some tips. Number one is if you're going to do that lovely afternoon crash between the hours of 2 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you're grabbing for the coffee and the sugar.
She's got like a camera in my house.
Yep. That is called an adrenal crash. And your adrenal glands, it's your fight or flight response. But a really top tip is that have about 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C or an orange or a clementine with some protein, so maybe some nuts and seeds or turkey, whatever your protein source is, and then a pinch of salt. That salt is high in minerals. The orange or the clementines is rich in vitamin C, which feeds the adrenal glands, which is what's crashing at that hour. And then the protein snack to basically stabilize your blood sugar.
Okay.
So that's number one. Number two is, okay, so if you're not falling asleep, you're probably not falling asleep because, well, this is a whole complex issue. But let's just, for the sake of stress, you probably have some high cortisol. So you might want to reflect on what you're doing as your nightly routine, because if you're triggering your brain and you're triggering things to just keep your mind racing and running, you really got to have some sort of way of calming your system down. We call that the autonomic nervous system. So high cortisol at night can actually be a major contributing factor to insomnia for those who cannot fall asleep, or in the middle of the night you ping up wired. And then finally, well, you said 10, so we don't have time for that.
I was going to say, let's try and get as many as we can.
Yeah.
Let's go to number 3.
Yep. Okay. Energy drainers.
I got to be honest with you, I'm gonna. What's that website again? I'm gonna have to go to the website. It's as if you're reading my mind on these things. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. SummitVitality.com.
Okay.
Yes.
So number 3.
Number 3. Geez. Okay. Energy. Where is it going? Where are your energy drains? So, people, places, things, even food can be an energy drain. So thinking about your drains, but then also thinking about what's fulfilling you. Finally, I'll just say that I have a bucket analogy, and the bucket analogy is if you can think of your body as a cup, and you pour in the cup all these toxins and things that are contributing to you being unwell. If your bucket is overflowing or your cup is overflowing, that's something to really look into, and that's symptoms. But if you poke holes in that, that's your gut, your liver, your pooping, your peeing, your breathing, and your emotions. So for me, I'm asking what's going in your cup, how are you eliminating those things, and let's fix that.
So like, you want me to change my entire life?
No, not necessarily. So I do match.
I'm going to be unhappy, but healthy.
No, you know what? But health leads to happiness. No.
You know, happy people walk out of the Pizza Hut. You understand that?
That's it.
People walk out of Dunkin' Donuts. They're happy. You understand?
Right,
Walking out of your office, I'm going to be like, oh,
yeah.
gosh, I got 10 things I got to change.
Sure, but 80-20. So I match the person who's sitting across from me, and we meet them where they're at. So if it's too overwhelming, let's water it down. Let's simplify it, because really, as with anything, small changes make a big difference.
Like, so I could come to you and say, help me with, I'm having a hard time sleeping. Or this you called it mid-drain.
The mid-afternoon crash.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been doing that my whole life.
All of us have that problem.
Right.
So I can come to you with one specific thing. Can we work on that, or do we have to go after the holistic approach?
You're talking to a naturopath, so it's not just one thing, is it? So of course we're going to talk about the sleep, but we're going to talk about all the contributing factors that are keeping you from sleeping, and that's a really complex and totally different.
You don't know my client, so you know why I can't get any sleep.
Well, then we're going to talk about that too.
So how did you get into this business, right? I mean, you didn't wake up in 1962 and say, I think I'm going to do this.
I wasn't born yet, Joe. Yes. So how I got into it really is a lot of times people, they fall into something because of a story. For me, I was sick in my college years, and basically, long story short, is that I had a really terrible adverse drug reaction and misdiagnoses, and then I think my mother found an angel, but whatever he was and what he did, I was like, wow, that's amazing. I'm going to go do that. And so that's my story in a nutshell. But I do have my story in detail on my website at SummitVitality.com.
Love how she snuck that in one more time. I love it.
That is great. Yeah. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jessica, thank you so much. What advice would you give a brand new realtor getting ready to start? We've got less than a minute, and I want you to end the show seeing as though this is your last official
I know. I'm
day
so
this
sad.
month.
First, I really want to say thank you, Joe. It's been such a fun experience. I've loved being your co-host, but I think it's true for any small business owner is you have to set some goals and then to take those goals and break them down to smaller goals, and then just try, get that first sale. Try to get that, the one sale, and then you snowball from there.
Thank you so much. Doc, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much.
Website, one more time.
SummitVitality.com.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and I'm here with the Trump International Realtor Broker in Charge, Jessica Babington. If it's Friday morning, your business matters. I got to go take a nap. We'll see you next week.